Hi, this is Pete from Strymon. I'm here with the Sunset Dual Overdrive. The Sunset has two independent overdrive sections which are available independently or simultaneously in a variety of configurations. In designing an overdrive, there are many different possibilities, many different ways to create an overdrive. So what we did in designing Sunset, in the sounds in Sunset, was we studied 6 common circuit topologies and use them as guidelines to create the sounds that are available in Sunset. Sunset uses an analog RJFET gain stage at the front end to condition the signal before it's sent to the DSP. The circuit topologies are recreated in DSP to capture the nuances and character of the different circuit types. This allows for precise control and fine-tuning of the gain ranges and tones. So there's 3 knobs per overdrive here: level, drive, and tone, so a very simple and familiar setup. The first overdrive type on side A is the germanium type, symbol GE on the pedal. This overdrive uses a soft clipping characteristics of germanium diodes with a parallel path that brings in the dry signal at lower gains. This allows for a versatile drive that can be pretty transparent and clean at low drives, and will really kick with a nice low mid-range push at higher drive. All right, so let's check that out. Here's the bypass tone. Roll back the tone. All right, let's bring the drive back and hear some of those clean, transparent sounds. The next drive available on side A is the Texas drive. This is a soft clipper, a single-stage soft clipper, which uses silicon diodes in the feedback of an op amp. And one of the characteristics of this style drive is that it retains the dynamics of the original input signal. As you increase the gain or as you play harder, there's a component of your original signal which is retained by the nature of that clipping topology. And the way this circuit is voiced is one that focuses the energy in the midband. There's some filtering before and after the gain stage that gives this kind of a signature voice. So there you can hear the dynamics of the original signal are retained even at high gain. So as you dig in, the dynamics are sent to the amp to help retain the clarity. All right, let's roll the drive back. Bring the tone up a little bit. The third overdrive type available on side A is a treble booster. Now this is a circuit that you can remove the low end from the signal. If you're going to stack it into another pedal, it can really tighten up and push that as well. So the tone control on the treble booster will successively remove low frequencies as you turn it up. With the tone control at minimum, you actually have a flat full range boost, which can be very useful too if you're looking for a broad push. Go back to bypass here. So there you can hear accentuation, focus on the high frequencies there. Let's look at the effect of the tone control. So as I roll it to minimum, we've brought the low end back in. As we increase the drive, it'll be hard to get much of a breakup on this circuit, but it will warm the signal up a little bit. So let's turn the drive to maximum, bring the level back a little bit here. Now on the drive B side, we have 3 different styles of circuit topologies as well. The first one is the 2-stage. Now that's a soft clipper followed by a hard clipper. So that creates a complex drive. It has a wide range of gain. The voicing on this circuit is such that it retains the low end response of your signal nicely and fattens it up a bit as well. Let's turn the drive up. So the 2-stage drive, because of its topology, has a nice dynamic feel to it in a different way than the Texas drive does. As opposed to retaining the clarity of the input signal as you pick harder, it adds harmonic complexity to the signal, so you get a nice experience as you dig in. The next overdrive type on side B is a single-stage hard clipper. This circuit topology uses back-to-back silicon diodes at the output of an op-amp gain stage to do a hard clip, almost a square wave type of function on the input signal. The op-amp gain stage has the ability for a very high gain so that it actually approaches fuzz tonality characteristics at maximum gains. All right, so let's check that out. The bypass signal again. The tone circuit is also very wide-ranging in this configuration so that the top end can get quite bright and even buzzy or mellow. So you can hear the bright characteristic of it right there. Let's roll the tone back and chill that out a little bit. And with the wide gain range, it also cleans up into fairly transparent sounds at low gain, so that creates a very versatile drive type. All right, we'll go to the bridge pickup and turn the drive up, keep the tone where it is to tame the high end a bit. The third overdrive type in side B is the RJFET Overdrive, which is really a low-gain JFET preamp, which is warm and balanced, and at maximum drive levels will give you just a little bit of a push, but is really nice for just adding some warmth and boosting the signal a bit if you need to push your amp a little bit or just get a little extra gain in your signal. If we reduce the drive and bring the tone knob up, we can add some sparkle and presence to the signal. So there we've heard each of the drives individually. They're also available simultaneously, and we've got 3 different configurations that you can have them set up in. First is A into B, where the overdrive on side A feeds the overdrive on side B. There's A plus B, which is both of them in parallel. It's like, in essence, going into 2 channels of a mixer and then having control of the levels of each. And the third is B into A, which is the overdrive of B feeding into the overdrive of side A. Drives on side A are voiced and designed to complement the drives on side B and vice versa when they're stacked into each other. The drives on side B have a stronger bass response. The drives on side A tend to favor the mids and the higher frequencies. And what this allows the 2 to do when combined is to complement each other and provide stacking combinations that work really well, so that you have the ability to have a good sound on drive A, a good sound on drive B, and then together you'll get a third option. So for this first example, we're going to start with all the knobs at noon, and in the A into B configuration, we'll run the germanium overdrive into the 2-stage overdrive. So here's the germanium. Here's the 2-stage. Now, when we engage the germanium, it will push 2-stage. The 2-stage, with its strong bass response, will benefit from the germanium's lower mid push to fatten that up. So let's check that out. It tightens it up and really adds a level of responsiveness and dynamics. So now we're going to run the treble booster into the hard clipper with a hard clipper set at high drive levels. The hard clipper at high drive levels has a very strong amount of bass in it that gives it a very loose kind of feel, which can be fun, but putting the treble booster in front of it really tightens that up. Let's dial that up. Turn the drive up on the hard clipper. Keep the tone pretty neutral here. Let's increase the tone on the treble booster to remove some more low frequency, and we'll keep the level and drive around here. So here's the hard clipper on its own. By pushing it with the treble driver, let's roll the tone back on the hard clipper a bit. So the bass is very responsive there. If we bypass the treble booster, very different experience, and that's a great sound as well, but this way now you have extra variety and options on that same tone by pushing it with the treble booster. So now I've moved the configuration switch to A plus B, so drives A and B are being run in parallel. In this example, we've got overdrive A is the germanium type and overdrive B is the hard clipper. So let's hear how they work together in this parallel configuration. The germanium drive is set up for a mid-push into the amp. The hard clipper is set up for a little more gain. When we combine them, we'll bring in some more clarity from the germanium style to meld with the hard clipper's drive. Now, by adjusting the level control, it's just acting as a mix in essence, so that we can favor one of those sounds over the other. If we wanted less of the clarity from the germanium drive, we'll just bring that level back. Conversely, we can tilt the balance this way. So now the configuration is set to B into A. So overdrive B feeds overdrive A. Now I've got the TwoStage Drive into the treble booster. Now I'm using the treble booster essentially just as a volume boost at this point. The overdrive is coming from the TwoStage, and the treble booster is set with the tone control to allow most of that low end to come through. So we're just going to get the effect of an increase in volume, just a kind of a traditional boost. Here's the TwoStage. Now I can roll off some of that low end if I want.